Fontaine from outer space. What a peculiar shape the Nation of Justice has. It's all very defined, which isn't all that surprising given how the region sits upon raised land, bordered on all sides by waterfalls. Oh, and while we're up here, there's Celestia, in case you were wondering if it had changed from the 3.0s. I don't think it has. It looks like the same model as when we walked there in 3.2. But we're not here for Celestia, as curious as it may be. No, we're here to look at Fontaine. Let's zoom in and take a closer look at Genshin's newest region. Throughout the many updates of Genshin Impact, the devs have teased us by putting placeholders for future content on the map. For example, Mondstadt and Dragonspine, Inazuma and Seirai Island, Sumeru and the desert. For Fontaine, they've apparently decided to crank up the dial. Because, oh boy, there are a lot of places one can see. A lot of places you aren't supposed to be able to go to. As we saw with the desert in 3.0, specifically with Kajnasut's pit and entrance, these placeholders do translate to the finished product. That in mind, let us take a look at what Fontaine has. The one that catches my eye the most is that tower to the east. It lies not far beyond the map boundary, or what I like to call the Paimon barrier, and sits atop a small island. The water around it is deep and leads into a large pit, some of which is visible from out of bounds near the Paimon barrier. Come on, Xiao, climb the ledge. Please just climb it. Nope, nearly had it. Can't believe how many tries this is taking. I'm lamenting. There we go. And it only took me 20 minutes of attempts? I really should have put Lynette in the party. Save for the tower, the island is mostly empty. The placeholders have gotten a bit higher res compared to those we saw in 3.0's Sumeru Desert. Probably because this tower in particular isn't as far beyond the border. I ran a circle around the tower, but found no way to enter it. For those wondering why I can't just climb into the very obvious opening, the trick I'm using to even be able to do this only gives me a second to input commands before Paimon seizes control of my character. Climbing such a distance is not an option. I really do wonder what this tower will become. Out of all the future places we can see in 4.0, it's the one I'd like to see released first. Moving on from the tower, we turn our attention northeast, the direction of the Fontaine Research Institute, a place the extremely enthusiastic Elfane, who without a doubt loves her job, informed us of.
If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned a new sightseeing opportunity.
Lots to see over here. It's the area with the most placeholders, starting with a bridge. This walkway is one of those floating fragments around the Research Institute, although it is, for some reason, grounded. I'm surprised it can be walked on, given the others don't appear to have collision, as you'll see later on. Took a while to cross. The water got deep at one point, preventing me from using Sayu's skill. Alright, we're on the other side. Right away, there are stairs. These lead up to a circular structure. If we return to our satellite view, we can pinpoint our current location. The structure has an entrance. Inside are many sets of stairs leading down to the inside of a ring. Moving north out of here, we eventually arrive at the tower structure seen here on our satellite view. And that's about all we can see, because the entire structure is lacking collision. Can't climb it, just go straight through, wherein lies choppy terrain. I didn't linger, and made my way back towards the circular structure, then cutting east towards the Research Institute. Well now, so much for there only being placeholders out of bounds. That tower is the same that can be found in the northwest of Fontaine, fully rendered and all. Quite the unexpected find. Around the area lies more fragments of what I imagine will become part of the Research Institute. Some areas can be walked on, others cannot. Those that cannot include more of those floating bridge-like fragments, the same that I used to cross the water. See? Can tell at a glance? They don't have collision. From around the area, I managed to get many good shots of those water cubes. I really wanted to reach one somehow, but I don't believe it's possible. One of them appeared to be on the ground, but it turned out the lack of depth from so far above was playing tricks on me. We've actually already seen glimpses of the final version of this area. In the 4.0 livestream, they had a short segment showcasing Lynette going into and out of a water cube. If we pause, we're able to view some of the area. There's the circular structure. Turns out it's a crumbling tower with a bridge extending from it. In the upper right is the top of that tower structure that had no collision. And because 2 towers isn't enough, we've a third that's the fully rendered one seen previously. Also a shrine of depths at the hilltop. Didn't see any indicator of that when I went up there. Anything else we can decipher from the images? There's the bridge I used to cross over. That's about it. I didn't go far enough over to reach the area where the Statue of the Seven is seen. On another note, if you happen to wonder if the trees I've been passing can be cut, yes they can. Navigating out here proved to be very easy, thanks to the many paths, which I suppose also can be considered a kind of placeholder. Would be neat to see them translate to the finished product. The desert had 1 or 2 with bodies of water near them that did indeed become bodies of water on the final map. In terms of structures, that about wraps up the Research Institute area. I did find one conspicuous spot that looks like it should have had something, but instead was empty. Beyond that, I reached a shoreline of endlessly stretching water and fields of flowers. Well, I've come all this way. May as well keep going until I fall off the map. Huh? Wait. Did I just hit a teleport barrier? A teleport barrier, this far out of bounds. And that placed me where I was standing. Will wonders never cease? Have never encountered anything like that before. Even when I was so far out in the desert that I ran out of map to traverse, I did not hit a teleport barrier. I kept pushing north to see if there were a way around it. Time and again, it pushed me back to my previous location, until eventually, it threw me all the way to the Opera Epiclese, ending my out-of-bounds adventure. Ah well, I hope you've enjoyed this look far beyond the current map of Fontaine. If Sumeru is anything to go by, we can probably expect map expansions every update for the foreseeable future, so it won't be too long until we see what these locations will become. Expedite that tower, would ya, Hoyoverse? Do make sure to subscribe for more Fontaine fun. This is Moosashi, signing off. Till next time.